All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Movie Talks and Chill. We are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrano.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, this is going to be like a random one. We've just decided. Leading into Christmas, it's the holiday season. And,
No.
1015's got that covered.
Yeah, exactly.
Delilah. She's getting free promos from us.
I saw this meme on Facebook. It was like every time you put up a Christmas tree before Thanksgiving, Mariah Carey eats the soul of an elf. Save elf lives.
Elf lives matter. But we thought, we just, Thanksgiving's over, and then we'll have, Christmas. The Christmas season
Has begun.
Thanks for putting up some fucking lights.
Yeah, I know, right? I got a light over there.
You gotta get the maid on that.
Light over there.
Yeah, I got this light. I got that light. Got this natural light.
And as far as everyone's concerned, they're all out of frame.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're all on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why Patrick's trying to get me under the mistletoe.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Can I get my Uber now?
That was just for decoration. That's coming down now.
Yeah, we had to make it weird.
Yep. So we're going to just kind of, talk a little random about a mixture of both things. So, like, Thanksgiving, I mentioned a couple of the movies, Thanksgiving-wise. So, since I did watch it, I'll kick it off and talk a little bit about, good old Dutch. Because
Yes.
I like that movie.
I like Dutch. Dutch is a good movie.
I was actually talking to Steve about that at Courtside
Where?
the other day. Yeah, because he was like, I watched Plane, Trains, and Automobiles getting ready for Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, you got to watch that other one with Ed O'Neill. The name escaped me because it takes place around that time. And he was like, which one is that? And I cannot remember which one I said, but it wasn't Dutch for about 2 minutes.
You didn't say Fletch, did you?
I did not say
Okay,
Fletch.
good. Another great movie, but,
No, I did not say Fletch.
It ain't Home Alone.
Yeah, right.
So I was rewatching Dutch, obviously a Thanksgiving-y movie, but one thing I didn't realize, because when I saw the movie, I think that came out in 91 or something, 92. I want to say 91, it might have been 92, could have been 90, who knows. The kid that plays Doyle, the kid that he's picking up, I didn't realize that was the same redheaded kid that was...
It was 91.
Was it 91?
Yes.
It was the same redhead kid that was in Empire Records, Mark, the goofy stoner.
Oh, yeah.
And was Papa Giorgio.
Yep,
in
Nick Papa
Vegas
Giorgio.
Vacation. In Vegas Vacation, he was in She's All That, I think, wasn't he? Or one of those movies.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't
He
Hardly
was
Wait, that's right.
Yeah, he was the lead in that.
Yeah.
He was also in Sweet Home Alabama and That Thing You Do.
Yep.
Yes, he was the
bass player.
Yeah, he was the bass player that was going into the Marines.
Yep.
He
He
wanted
was,
to
the
join
gay,
the Marines.
he was the gay guy in Sweet Home Alabama.
Yep. But if you looked at him, like, it took me a couple times to watch the movie again, Dutch, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it now. But here's the weird thing. His role as Mark in Empire Records was only like 4 or 5 years after this movie. Like, he changed a lot in that time frame.
Hit that growth spurt.
Like all the kids on Stranger Things in between
Yep.
season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop making these shows where you have big, long breaks. Stop with the writer strikes,
Yeah, exactly.
Even before the writer's strike, the guys who created Stranger Things, they're brothers. I can't remember their names at the moment.
Russo brothers?
No. You almost got me.
That's close on him.
Yeah, but the moment they launched season 4, they put a social media, but like, all right, we're gonna start writing the script for the final 5th season coming in like 2025. I was like, and that was before the writer's strike happened, so it's gonna be another couple of years.
Stop waiting.
Yeah.
Because we're tired of waiting.
You know what? Technically, they could have been writing. They just weren't going to get paid for it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they were still, and I ain't got nothing to do. I'm going to work on this script that I can't tell anyone about for 6 months.
Very long production time, that's
Yeah.
all. It's an extended production time.
Well, it's also the most popular show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas Vacation was 6 years after Dutch.
Yeah, it's like, he
Damn.
really grew quite
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Or he changed, like, his face, like, even the way he sounds, because he sounded like a very young kid.
Well, in Dutch, he was probably like 2 weeks away from that ball dropping.
Probably. But what I do like, first of all, it's a great any any future parent should watch this movie, or soon to be parent, or if you have a small child and they're getting into their double digits on almost teens. That parent needs to watch that movie if they've had a lack of better term, a lackadaisical kid, or a not so great kid, or let's just say spoiled. This is the movie to watch.
No, he's just tired. No, bitch, the boy spoiled.
Yeah. Watch Ed O'Neill and solid parenting, dude.
Yeah.
That is like,
Yeah.
And he's not even his father. It's not even his stepfather. But it's a great movie, though. And some of my favorite lines is like after he causes them all that hell and, he goes to fight him. And he's like, then the kid's like mouthing off. He's like, I beat you mentally and physically. He's like, and I can say whatever I want. He's like, because I know I can kick your butt. And he's like, he leans over. He's like, well, I'm not going to cop to that. He's like, but I can do one thing you can't. And the kid's like, what? He's like, I can pay for my breakfast. Because they're in the diner.
Yep.
And then he goes out and they're out. He cuts to them being outside. And he's like, has a toothpick in his mouth and he burps. And he's like, nothing burps up better than bacon. Your water looked tasty. One of my favorite lines in the movie. But I like the movie overall because you also have the jerk off real father who's just ignoring him all the time. Who's Shooter McGavin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Well,
saying,
I mean, it was his fault. He had a tournament coming up with Happy Gilmore. So.
yeah. You got to go to London. No, you're going to the Pro-Am, man.
Yeah.
Come on now.
London, my ass.
That would have been funny if their last name was McGavin. In that
Oh,
movie.
yes. That would have been hilarious.
You don't want to mess with me. Friends call me Shooter.
I like there was like an old meme going around. It was him with Tiger Woods, and the caption was the greatest golfer that ever lived in Tiger Woods.
But yeah, so I went back and I was watching those, and then we'll be talking later on in the other episodes about like some of the movies that you go to for for Christmas, and we'll be getting into all those episodes later on. But for now, just kind of a general talk. What have you seen recently? Did you watch anything for Thanksgiving? What are some of your favorites for that?
I did watch something around Thanksgiving, but it wasn't for a Thanksgiving movie. But it was it was. I saw the film off of a snippet of the podcast, Two Bears, One Cave, which is Burt Kreischer and oh man, I always mess up the other dude's name.
Don't mess it up.
Anyway, they had Matthew McConaughey on there. And Tom Segura. So they're talking to him about like a movie that he did in his career.
Oh, I know where you're going
And
with this now.
so it comes up with it's a movie called Tiptoe. And oddly enough, it has a pretty star-studded cast for the time. As Patricia Arquette was in it.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, Gary Oldman, Matthew McConaughey.
In his star-studded
And-
role,
yeah,
Gary
right.
Oldman.
Yeah, that was what was so weird. Is like Matthew McConaughey. Like I never even saw the trailer for this. The trailer actually makes this thing look good.
Yeah, because they thought it was like a spoof.
Well,
or
yeah. So
something,
he
or
was like
a
showing
skit.
it, and he was like, "So when did SNL do this?" Like, no, this is a real movie. So Kate Beckinsale plays Matthew McConaughey's love interest, and basically the premise of the story is she finds out she's pregnant, and he is the tall person out of a family of little people. So he has the dwarfism gene, is what they refer to it as in the film, and so he didn't want to tell her anything about his family. And he really wasn't ready for her to be pregnant yet because he didn't have that conversation of, well, we may have a little person.
Yeah.
So the first part of the movie was actually really good. It was kind of him like, coming to terms with that, and it was soulful, like her getting to meet his family and all this other stuff. And there's a scene in there where her parents come over and they meet his, and they're having a dinner and they're, talking about the wedding and everything. And his father finally comes out. He's like, all right, yeah, you got to we got to talk about the elephant in the room. And they're like freaking out, thinking they're going to start talking about them, being little. and he just keeps going on and going on and going on. It's like, well, your grandfather so-and-so never really got or forgave us for not having a Jewish wedding. So as long as he's alive, you mind if we have a Jewish ceremony? And then Gary Oldman steps up and he says, if he dies, can we go back to Catholic? Funniest part of the whole movie, right there. But so the weird part happens, like they go through, and I'm spoiler alert for a movie that you haven't seen. I'm obvious. I know you haven't seen it from like I think it was like 92, 91.
Yeah, it was early 90s.
So like halfway through, they get married, and like everything goes off, and it's great. And it's like so there's a scene where Kate Beckinsale goes over and thanks Rolf, that's Gary Oldman's character of Matthew McConaughey's brother, thanks him and kisses him on the mouth. And I'm like, that's a weird way to kiss your brother-in-law. Like, right, square on the mouth. Okay, sure, whatever.
Like that scene in Tommy Boy where they realize they're not mom and daughter,
Exactly.
mom and son.
Yeah. So then I noticed, like, I pull up the tab and I noticed, like, we're halfway through the movie. I'm like, oh, they went to the warm fuzzy, like, in the middle. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So the first 45 minutes again were great. The second 45 minutes, it was just like, all right, how do we shit can this movie as fast as we can? Like it was the direction was bad. All of a sudden, so they skip to they have the baby. Matthew McConaughey freaks out because he does come out little, and he has this big breakdown. He goes off. He comes back. No, don't worry. We're gonna make this work. Well. Next scene is like 3 months later. They're not making it work. It's like, it's so silly. And Peter Dinklage's character is, he's with Patricia Arquette. Mm-hmm. So they're like the love interest there. And so his name is Francois. He's French. And he's got this ridiculous French accent the whole movie. So they're staying in some freaking cabin. And so Kate Beckinsale takes the baby up there to stay with them while they're working things out or whatever. And then the movie ends with Matthew McConaughey showing up, and he says he goes over to his brother and he just says, "Love my son," and then leaves.
Is it like he's gonna leave his son there?
Drives off. Like this is where she wants to stay. So then it cuts to the scene of that night. Gary Oldman has looked like trash this entire movie. This one scene, he comes in with his hair slicked back in gel. He's got a black shirt on that's opened up half of his chest. And I'm like, when did fucking Don John get here?
Yeah.
Like, this dude has had a hump on his back the whole fucking movie. That's gone. And he's like, hey, come on outside. I've got a bonfire set up. And they're going out there to look at the stars. And she looks at him and just goes, you can kiss me if you want to, Rolf. Are you fucking kidding me? And then it fades to black.
The brother?
Yeah, the brother.
Wow.
I'm like, there's been no formal divorce file.
You're going straight for like, I want to see documentation.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
You got a lighter? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I
I mean, it was
Yeah, it's right here.
it was good until it wasn't, It was, and so now I know why he was upset with the movie.
Yeah. Not good parenting.
No, terrible parenting.
All right. So he should have watched Dutch.
Yes.
Learned
Yes,
how to
he
be a
should
parent. Be good. Be a good parent. Be solid.
Good.
Yeah.
Not the gumdrop button.
No, Mongo.
Tiptoe.
Yeah, Tiptoe. Check it out.
Tiptoe.
It's free on Prime. And you will want that hour and a half of your life back.
Yeah.
Well, I've only watched one Thanksgiving Day movie this year.
Thanks for killing.
Yes.
Yeah. We talked about that enough.
Gobble, gobble, bitch.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm
I can go another full hour.
positive.
I'm so positive.
Well, I will say the next movie I do plan on watching is a really shitty B movie, and it's a horror movie, but around Christmas. It's called Jack Frost,
Ha!
and it is not the Michael Keaton version.
No, it's not.
No, this one's better.
This is the one that you wanted to pick up in when there was Blockbuster around.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, Dad, I got Jack Frost. The wrong one.
This ain't the one with Batman?
yeah. Yeah, right.
I'm sure I talked about this every year because I genuinely this will also come back up on our episode about movies that we regularly go to during the season. But
That's your go-to.
it's one of them. It's a really good one. I love these shitty B movies.
He loves shower sex scenes with snowmen.
But you don't even see anything.
Yeah, you do.
He just kills her. He
Exactly.
hugs her to death.
Well, he humps her to death.
Just like in Thanksgiving. I have a type.
I have a type.
It's a season for giving, I guess. Hey.
But
Yes,
real
sir.
quick,
That's what
if
we
you
talk-
haven't seen it, think Bad Chucky. A serial killer gets his soul put into a snowman, and then he just starts killing people in a random town. I will go into much greater detail in our go-to episode.
Oh, there was some magic in that great hat they found.
Yeah. For when they put it on his head.
He began to slash around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so bad.
So bad, it's not even good.
Yeah, right.
No, it's good.
It's so dumb. What's so dumb is no, it's just dumb.
That's what baffles me. It's like you love Thanksgiving, you love Jack Frost, the bad one, but
And
yet
then Hallmark.
and
You throw Hallmark in
and you
there.
got Hallmark in there, but
Also terrible movies.
yet you couldn't watch Saturday Night.
Thought Saturday Night was boring.
Which objectively is a good movie. But I turned it on, I got half an hour into it, next thing you know, I woke up to the credits rolling.
Next thing you know, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey's kid is now
Is
the son of his
has
brother.
dwarfism.
And
Yes,
mother,
that was-
and,
oh my
yeah,
God.
so who knows?
I was just sitting there looking at Rachel, and I go, "Really?" And she's laughing her ass off.
That's like a dwarfism family from West Virginia.
I think that's where the cabin was.
Probably was. Yeah.
I heard a banjo distinctly in the distance.
You can kiss me if you want to.
What the hell?
It's gonna bother me. Peter Dinklage was in a movie that was hilarious, and I don't know why I'm thinking of it, but I think it's like 5 Deaths at a Funeral or something like that.
Actually-
Death at a Funeral.
Death at a Funeral,
Yeah.
because it's a remake.
Right. So
But-
he's supposed to be their father's lover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but he played that character so well. I died laughing every time he was on screen.
I think he's a great actor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he's fantastic.
I think
he's
he's
the new
amazing.
Toxic Avenger. I genuinely want to try and track that.
I
copy
can't
down.
find it. I can't find it. I have searched high and low, side to side. I even went diagonal a couple times. I even inverted.
Ooh,
So you used
you
the
never
Wonka-
invert, dude.
You used a Wonkavator, huh?
Oh, I did. Goes up ways, sideways, down ways.
Any kind of ways you can think.
I've gone to every place except I've pushed every button except that one. Go ahead, Charlie. It's a Wonkavator.
It's an elevator. No, it's a Wonkavator.
So, having said that, no, but Peter Dinklage, he was great in Station Agent. As far as like that was more of a Sundance indie film. He was really, really good in that one, actually.
I mean, I even like his little cameo in Elf.
True. Oh, no, it wasn't him, but who's that other? What is the proper term? Because I don't want to be insulting here. Is it dwarf, little person, midget? What's the proper way to
I
say
think
it
it's
now?
supposed to be little person.
Is it little
Just
person?
gets
Okay.
all of them.
So if anybody listens to this, I'm not purposely trying to be insulting. I just don't know what the proper terminology is. So we'll just stick with little person for now. If there is another way to say it, please email us at talktousamovietalkshow.com and put the subject correction.
yeah, yeah.
But there was that. I was thinking of that other little person that he's been in a bunch of movies where he played the older brother of the guy that ran the Super Club in Employee of the Month. Do you remember him? He's been in a bunch of movies.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Vern Schroeder. Is that his name?
Is that his name?
Hold on.
No, you're thinking that's the guy from Vernon Troyer was from Austin Powers.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mini Me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was Mini Me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to think
we'll
of what.
look up. I'll look up cast of Employee of the Month.
I'm already on the IMDb.
They got it covered. And I'll just keep talking about little people.
Danny Woodburn.
That's who. Let me see the face. Yeah, it's because he always plays like he's been in a bunch of movies too. So there's been a couple times where I've almost confused the two of them, not
in,
because they're little people, but because they're very similar in their humorous acting.
He was also in Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He was with Jim Belushi when they go to the toy Santa's
Yep.
secret factory to pick up the Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. See, that's one. speaking of this, I know we're going to talk about the actual episode of Go-Tos. That was one movie that I've watched, but I've never been driven to say I need
Yeah.
to watch this movie.
I've always watched it because, they start playing like TBS and Fox and USA and all of them will start playing those Christmas movies going through. And I've always watched it when it's on TV, but I've never sat down like, oh, this has got to be one of my ones that I watch now.
I think they should make, speaking of like past Thanksgiving movies, they need to do a National Lampoon's Thanksgiving Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's focused strictly on the meal. Now I know in Christmas Vacation, they had the turkey dinner, but really when you think of Thanksgiving, everything hinders on that meal.
Yeah.
So just imagine what kind of debauchery
Right.
Clark can get himself into.
Or even if they switch it over to the newer cast where they do Vacation and they do it from them and they all have
They
to
bring
figure
them?
Yeah. They have to figure out that Clark is now like they're the old people, they're the grandparents.
He
so
doesn't
now
get to
they're-
control stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But he still gets to mess it up.
Well, that could be the whole point of the movie is like he wants to kind of
Right.
control everything
Yeah.
still. See, I think we're writing a movie right now.
I think we are. We're working on
All
it.
right, so we got, and it was it Ed Holmes?
Ed Helms was
That
the
was
new.
the new
he was
Rusty.
Rusty, yeah.
Sophie
And
Byrne.
Leslie Mann was she was Audrey.
Yes, that's correct. And who's
Chris
the-
Hemsworth was her husband.
Yeah, I remember that 'cause when he came in, like, in, because it was Christina Applegate, wasn't it?
Christina Applegate was the wife.
Was the
Yeah.
wife? Yeah, yeah. Because he came in, he'd like just stand there. With
Yeah. He's like telling him the remote. It's like power, channel, volume, and everything else. And he's just sitting there with his massive fucking giant raging penis.
well, let's do this. Here's a fun little thing I think we could do. What would you think would be a Thanksgiving movie you'd want to see that hasn't been made? Like if you could say, "Hey, I can compile. This is what I want out of a Thanksgiving movie."
John Wick Thanksgiving.
No.
Everything's John Wick with you.
It's an easy.
It's a
good
John
go-to.
Wick Easter.
No, but this time he's not like trying to kill anyone or do anything. Like he's just using John Wick skills to get a turkey home for dinner on time. See, you got.
Is it really that hard to go to the supermarket?
That
It
seems
is
like
for him.
That would be a good. See, I could see that as being like a little 5-minute short film, like a spoof type. Still have Keanu Reeves.
Right. Yeah.
That I could see working as that.
Like a little 10-minute short film.
Yeah.
He when he finally gets to the register, he just puts up there a still frozen, bloodied butterball turkey. It's like, you were out of ham.
And he pays with 1 gold coin.
Yeah, he just leaves a gold coin up there. It's like, this is for your trouble. And he walks off.
You only have 1 can of gravy left.
I don't know if you noticed. It's now in that guy's ass.
Yeah.
It still feel like it's so, I think we had an episode on this of best cameos, but still I think one of the better ones is from Ted when Liam Neeson is in
about
there
the tricks?
and he tries to buy the tricks. He's like, so it's my understanding, these are for children only. It's like, well, yeah, that's what it says in the box. So if I purchase this item, I won't be followed. No, we don't have the budget for that. And then at the end of the movie, he comes back and he's all bloodied, and he just puts the bot back on the counter and walks out.
I did like that scene. I forgot all about that. Yeah, because he keeps on asking him.
Yeah, he's like, it's like 5 questions he asks. He's like, so I won't be followed.
it's like,
He's like, no. And then he takes it and puts it in his coat after he pays for it. He's like, I won't forget what you did here for me today.
Doesn't Ted say something like, I think I wish you would?
It's like,
or
yeah,
something?
he's like, I really wish you would.
Yeah.
The first one is super good. The second one was all right.
Yeah.
The funniest part of the second one was the cops get the call and like, we got a 418, like, again? And like, what is that, Sarge? Like, someone's trying to steal Tom Brady's sperm again.
Yeah. When they open up the sheet, it's just gold.
It's like the briefcase from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's 6 Super Bowl rings. And
Man crush.
yeah, right?
They had
Oh,
it.
yeah. And then he throws 10. It's like, wow, perfect spiral.
What about you, Gavin? What would you want to see? Like a Thanksgiving, like if you could say, man, I could watch this over and over again. This is the movie that I've been waiting for, never got, but now it's here.
I don't know. I think I would try. I'd like to do like holiday trip. So kind of like a play on Euro Trip where you've got 4 friends and they're all going to college together, and you figure out all 4 of them are trying. They have the worst luck, and it's kind of like a planes, trains, and automobiles, but they're all going to different places. And so each time, like they're maybe 2 of them are going the same. Maybe like we do from California across country. Like someone goes to New York, Virginia, North Carolina, wherever, but they end up like having just hilarity going across the country and just
So you just
everything.
want 4 Christmases, but 4 Thanksgivings.
Exactly.
You
Well,
want-
I mean, you don't get it. You don't actually get that until the end. The trip is the key factor in here because they're college kids and they have no money. So maybe one of them maybe they have a scene where they go, give blood, or they have amateur night at a strip club and they find out it's a gay strip club, and stuff like that.
You want us to strip to Menudo? Yeah. You got something against Menudo? Now take it off.
Take it off now.
So it sounds like road trip instead of Euro trip.
Oh, what? Sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
all National Lampoon.
Yeah, exactly.
A Euro trip is National Lampoons, but is road trip?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure. But hey, I could be wrong. I have been once before.
Yeah, one
No,
and only once.
You thought you were wrong, but you were mistaken.
So
He was
twice.
wrong about being wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wasn't really wrong, but I was wrong about being wrong. So I thought I was wrong.
I was wrong that you thought that I thought I was.
Shut
wrong.
up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not high enough for this.
No circus music yet.
No.
Why don't I just call it National Lampoon's Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yeah. You thought your family was bad.
Just when you thought the Griswolds are coming, they're not. So it's a completely different set of dysfunction.
I kiss with open mouth. Yeah, everyone does that. But Daddy says I'm the best.
I'm just
Right
picturing
there.
Sean William Scott and Michelle Trachtenberg from Road Trip and Euro Trip just doing a Thanksgiving Day movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be fun.
I can see it.
What about you, Mr. Tony? What's the Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving that-
ultimate movie you would create?
Oh,
Outside of
man.
Dutch.
Yeah, outside of Dutch. That is pretty close to being solid.
And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, but imagine if you could cross those two together. Oh, wow.
Like if Dutch and the kid went on a plane and a train instead of just driving all the time.
No, if during their travels they ran into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're sitting outside waiting for something, and
So
they come up
John-
in that burn up green after
Yeah.
like
So John Candy's talking to the son or the stepson, and Stephen
Ed O'Neill.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin is talking to Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both just complaining about the other person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Steve Martin's like, I've had to deal with Dell this entire time. Shower curtain rings. He's like, you think that's bad? He
It's like,
shot
yeah.
me in the ass with a BB gun.
Right. I told him I was going to get it back. Shot me in the ass with him.
John Candy's like, he didn't feed you? You just had a glass of water?
Yes.
Oh my God. What terrible parenting.
Well, let me tell you what this guy did to that poor ticket agent back at the hotel
Yeah.
at
Right.
the airport.
I think I would like to see. Let's see here. I kind of like the idea of like doing almost like a National Lampoon's Thanksgiving with the grill. I kind of liked your idea with bringing in the younger like Rusty, because how I would see it, like you said, like Clark doesn't want to let go,
Yeah.
so Rusty kind of has the Clark way of thinking now. So he's all grown, so he's doing things like his dad would.
And the Clark Luck.
Yeah, at the Clark Luck. But then there's like this big battle between the two of them, like of something, like whatever it may happen. I can't imagine what it would be like. Could be like whatever decorations they're putting up. Could be some turkeys or something. Some stuffed turkeys or whatever. It's like, no,
Right.
Dad, we always put it here. No, it doesn't go good here. It goes over here. They're both on like ladders, like fighting it over, and then they like fall over, hanging on a chandelier. Next thing you know, chandelier falls through.
The turkey goes on someone's head.
Then Ellen comes in with the other wife, and she's like, Clark, Rusty.
Oh my God.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
They both say it simultaneously. I would like to see that. I would like to see a version because they haven't really done that yet. I
Yeah.
mean, Christmas was the closest thing because the other one was, the Road Trip Euro, Vegas.
The original.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant, the cross country Wally World one.
Yeah. Yeah, the
One where they
original
kidnapped
was.
John Candy.
Yep.
Treat me like a dog, Mr. Wally.
Park closed, folks. Moose up front should have told you.
That's not loaded. No, that's not even a real. Oh, it is. It is. It could break the skin. It could cause a very bad infection.
I like how they're riding all the rides and John Candy's just stoic, just
Yeah, he's like,
Rusty, may I call you Russ? Yeah. I don't. Something I should tell you. He's like, I only rode this ride once. What happened? I threw up.
yeah, he's like,
and he's holding his
yeah,
own
he's
mouth.
holding his, yeah. He's like, That was a good scene.
Wally, may I call you Wally? Roy. It's like, if you ever been there, he's like, get somewhere. He's like, oh, well, I took the whole family to Florida one time, and he's like, oh, the smell in the car. He's like, oh, I know that smell. He's like, could you imagine if you got to Florida and it was closed? Well, they don't close the state of Florida. He's like, I know they don't close the state of Florida. I'm just saying, could you imagine if you got there? Oh, the smell was horrific.
Yeah.
Like, we've been driving in the car all day. I know that smell.
I know that smell.
But in,
Well-
in your National Lampoon's Thanksgiving one, Randy Quaid does need to be involved. Cousin Eddie needs
He
to
would,
be.
yes, I would definitely have
Well, if they
him
could
come
find
back.
him.
Well, last you saw, he was in a trailer in the desert in Nevada.
I thought he went to Canada.
But what I would add to it is I would bring in all the versions of Audrey and Rusty, all
Oh,
the kids,
yeah.
but have them as different roles.
Yeah,
as like
they're like
neighbors.
cousin-
or
oh, neighbors,
like
okay.
just different neighbors.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or maybe somebody like a store they go to, and it's like the one manager, like let's say Anthony Michael Hall's like the manager of a way to save or something
Right.
like that, and then that Audrey, who I can't remember who originally played the original one, the dark haired girl.
Couldn't
But
tell you.
she could be like one of the cashiers that she gets bothered by them or something.
Right.
Anthony Michael Hall comes out, and then he's like, "Fucking Chris Waltz."
yeah, exactly.
The neighbors could be like Johnny Galecki and
or they-
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
And I can't. They've been so forgotten over the years with the ones that played in European Vacation.
Never saw that one.
It's worth
It's the
watching to
worst
say.
of the, yeah.
To say that I've seen it.
See,
Yeah.
I like Eurotrip so good.
Well, Eurotrip's different.
Yeah.
This is European Vacation. It does have a couple funny parts in it, but for
Well,
the
yeah.
most part, it's not.
It's not the Christmas Vacation or
No.
No, Christmas Vacation was the redemption because
Yeah.
they did the original Vacation going to Wally World was a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was even a huge hit when it first came out, but then they're like, oh, we did so well, let's pump out another movie because I don't think it came out that long after.
Oh, okay.
And then that didn't do so well. And then I think they just said, you know what, let's do the Christmas one and hope for the best. I think that's why they limited it to just them being in the house.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
we're
you're
traveling,
probably right.
let's just try something different here.
Yeah.
And then that one was a huge success.
Yes.
And then we got Vegas Vacation.
Which I was like,
I like Vegas
It was
Vacation.
all right. I mean, I really wouldn't say it was anything for me to run to grab my DVDs and see if I could find it.
Yeah.
But it's what it is. So aside from that, though, I think I would like to see either that or I'd almost like to see, and this is actually weird for me to say this, I would like to see...
Killing in Space?
No. It's already been done.
Which I will be watching. Still haven't yet.
I'd almost like to see something where it's like a flashback movie, but it kind of goes back and forth. So kind of like how Fried Green Tomatoes was, if you saw that. Mm-hmm. Probably not. Where they're
the one with
reflecting.
Sling Blade?
Almost like a group of people in a nursing home
Okay.
or like a assisted facility.
Yeah.
And it's Thanksgiving, they're going through, but it's like they all had these like really interesting or great unique things that happened in their life to them.
Right.
And now they're just kind of like a reflection of like, okay, at the end of the day,
So
you never know
I
who's
like
who.
this idea, but the way you could do it, even in my opinion, like you go around the table and say give thanks, and then one person be like, "Well, I'm thankful for that tiny spoon that I lost underneath the bed," and then you go into like a little story.
Yeah, so something like that.
Yeah.
However it works, but it'd be it's like, let's say 5 or 6 people. It's the same group of older people that meet at the same table all the time. And
Yeah.
it's like Thanksgiving Day, so they're getting ready, whatever the case may be. But they're always outside, whether they're in their wheelchairs or walkers or whatever it may be. They're able to get around. But each one, or even like how The Notebook was. I'm not saying make it a love story like The Notebook, but that was a back and forth type movie.
Yeah.
You got to see kind of the whole progression of the story. I would actually like to see something like that.
Okay.
A little more heartfelt.
Gotcha. Well,
Sure.
you're more into those kind of like sit down, everyone in one room talking kind of movies.
Yeah, but I would like to see something if you can go back and it's. I would say if you had something like,
The nostalgia shot.
yeah, but if you could kind of combine like Forrest Gump with, I'm trying to think of what you even cross it over as, but
12
something,
Angry Men.
maybe Cocoon.
12 Monkeys.
But that would be it would be a nice little. I think it would be a very family friendly
Yeah.
type film. Like one guy was in this.
Well, what you do is you make it PG-13 because the last guy says, you know what I'm really thankful for is the fact that I wore a bulletproof vest, and then it cuts to the first John Wick movie.
Oh Jesus! It's always got a John Wick. John Wick comes in with the turkey.
50 Shades of John Wick.
7 Degrees of John Wick. Like, how many steps does it take for Patrick to start referencing John Wick?
2,
Yeah.
1. What would you like to see? Actually, just me asking. What would you like to see, John Wick?
I don't even need a prompt. You sit here long enough, I'll just start talking about it.
John Wick for you is going to be like the Charlie Brown series. They're going to have a holiday one for every single John Wick.
And I'm here for it.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie John Wick.
They've announced number 4 somehow.
Hey,
Can't wait to see how they retcon the end of. Oh wait, no. Yeah, wait. What number are we on? We're on 5. They've announced 5 because the last one was 4, with the ending of that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's
so,
John Wick Thanksgiving.
I just want to see how they retcon the ending to 4.
John Wick, The Holidays.
Holiday special. Ding ding ding.
John Wick has to kill Santa.
Ding, ding.
No, he has to protect Santa from assassination.
Ooh. You know, we can combine that with Fat Man, and
Yeah.
John Wick has to go up against Walton Goggins.
Oh, God.
Or Violent Night.
Yeah.
You do like that type thing. Like
David Harbour and John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick is the new Santa Claus.
John Wick is.
Tim Allen falls off his roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Hey, what are you doing? Ah!
Keanu Reeves shoots him off his roof. John Wick does not ask questions.
Yeah.
Is that a dog in that bag?
Yeah.
Is there my dead wife?
Yes, it's from a dead wife. Aye.
All right, so John Wick on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and
All right, Warner Brothers, you cowards, you make those movies.
And
you want to
Easter.
carve the turkey?
Yeah.
He's got the knife to your throat.
Yeah, sitting there.
I'm good.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
If I can get the leg. just a little bit of dark meat, that's fine. All right, so let me ask you this: if you like the idea of my movie, what would be some of the stories behind some of the people?
That's a good question. Because I thought of it would be really interesting if when they were saying thankful that they were innocuous, weird, that like no one's really happy about like a teaspoon that's stuck to a piece of gum on the bedroom wall or something like that. The problem is I'm not
It's
a
a banana
professional.
on a wall.
And duct tape. 2 weeks later, we're still talking about this thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is I'm not a professional writer by trade or
No.
even amateur writer.
What?
Yeah, I know. Sorry to say, guys.
You owe me 10.
Oh, damn it.
So I don't know how to tie in a story to what makes a teaspoon stuck to a piece of gum on a wall make it sentimental.
Okay, let me make it simpler for you then.
Okay.
What would you do if
Is it like a Mad Lib? Could you write it and I can just fill in the
You
verbs
fill
and
in
nouns?
the-
Yeah.
John went to?
The store.
There you
Give
go.
me a verb. Give me a person, place, or thing.
All right, so what would be a okay? So let's say there's 3 men, 2 women. That's the group of elderly people.
Okay.
What would be the profession of those 5 people? Just come up with a profession. You know,
Okay.
come up with a whole backstory.
So-
What did they do with their lives? It could be even like they were a stay-at-home mom or dad, anything you want.
So we got retired police officer
Okay.
or
Ex-cop.
yeah. I'm assuming this nursing home is in like a little bit of a smaller rural town. So
It can be wherever it wants to be.
okay, I'm thinking of a little bit.
And these
smaller
people's lives, they don't have to have ended up where they were from.
Yeah,
Or-
fair.
Yeah.
So I've got. Let's make him a sheriff too, like a country sheriff.
Ooh.
I mean, county.
Yes. Say retired teacher. Some sort of medical professional, nurse or doctor, or even a physician's assistant. We've already got one construction worker who really didn't have a lot in savings by the time he's now here, so now he's on Medicare or something.
This movie sucks.
And
You know something? You suck. Trying to get heartfelt here, you're fucking ruining it. So we got a cop, a teacher,
Construction worker.
a construction worker, somebody in the medical field of some sort.
Yep. And let's say this would add a little levity to it. You could say a former coal miner, but he has to be on a constant respirator, and every now and again it sounds like Darth Vader.
No, I don't want that one.
Oh, okay.
Let's pick a different one. I know I said anything, but let's try
I got
to
the black lung.
try to keep it simple.
Fair.
Or do you want to pick the fifth occupation?
I do have a fifth one.
Okay.
Insurance actuator.
Okay. All right.
Number.
And he's the one who just goes around like, you shouldn't do that. You know, when people die from doing that? Absolutely not. He's like super clean. Like he has germophobia, so he's constantly cleaning anything.
He's like Ben Stiller that never found Polly.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So, cop, construction worker, teacher, medical professional of some sort, and what was it?
Insurance actuator.
Actuator. All right. Interesting.
Now you two finish the movie.
All right. What you got there?
Well, I was thinking of like having. So I was kind of thinking about this and the reason that they're all in a nursing home, you know, without being, you know, next to their family is that they kind of like put all their life into their career or something that was, you know, a pursuit of something that never really got them anything, but they all ended up there. And maybe a couple of them know each other, like, or met each other like throughout their lives, which is why they're still friends. They didn't just become friends, you know, sitting in 3A and 3B.
Yeah.
So like that recantation could be like more of a realization of like as they're going back and telling these stories, it's like, you know, on hindsight, probably not my best moment of when I did so and so, you know, or I might have missed a good opportunity here. You know, I probably shouldn't have let that girl go or something like that.
I don't
Okay.
like if like two of them were like lifelong friends, and one of them told the story, and the next guy was like, "That's not how that happened."
Well, this is how I remember it. Yeah.
It's like the ending of Clue.
Yeah.
That's how it could have happened. Here's what I like though. All right, so let's talk about the spoon though for a second. Like a silver spoon. What could that mean, right? So I was thinking if you had the cop who lost his whole family
In it-
because someone he arrested or some gang people in his city that he lived shot up his house when he wasn't there. The family was eating dinner, and that's the last thing he sees is just that spoon on the floor by
See,
like,
we
his
we
kid.
now have a spin-off movie, like that movie.
That's the story of why he cherishes that spoon.
no. So what
it's,
you're doing
it's
is-
the real Thanksgiving.
So you've set this up, and then it's yada yada yada. I'm now in a nursing home, and my family was killed. I want the movie about the yada yada yada, because you know he gangland style killed all of them.
There is going to be more to it. I'm just giving you the connection of the spoon that you mentioned to one of their career paths.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got to connect the spoon.
This is going to write over in 7 minutes. or
Just-
8 minutes.
Just remember, there is no spoon. Thanks, Keanu.
Thanks, Keanu. So cop loses his family.
Yeah. All right. Cop lose family.
All right. Then I would say the medical profession person probably never had time for anybody or lost their relationship because they were always working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they always had to put work in front of it. Could be someone that works in like an emergency room or something.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a level 1 trauma center. Or something
Right.
like
yeah.
that.
So they're constantly on call.
Yep.
So that burned out their life.
So what would be the item that they're thankful for? The stethoscope they use.
I don't know if it necessarily has to be everybody has to have an
Yeah.
item,
Oh,
just
okay.
something they're thankful for. You just happen to bring up the spoon thing, and I was like, oh, that'd be interesting if the
Yeah.
for that. I would say it would be more like you'd see that person and like if you went into their backstory, it'd be the struggle of their relationship, but then you'd see all the stuff that they had to go through at their hospital,
Yeah.
the reasons why they're there. They're dealing with trauma all the time, or
Yeah.
it could be I don't know. Maybe she works in a child trauma ward or something. Who knows? I have no idea. Or he
Yeah.
or she, whichever one.
Shim.
Shim. The construction worker intrigues me.
So we could have the construction worker as maybe he's a drunk now
Yeah.
because
You're assuming he's a construction worker, that he wasn't drunk back when he was on
exactly. No,
Most
I've,
regulations have tightened down on that.
I've remained drunk.
the job. For the past 25 years. Okay, so the construction worker has an alcoholic problem.
That he still sneaks around. He's got a guy on the inside that sends him liquor.
Oh, they
Also,
let you have liquor.
Every
Yeah.
group has to have a little bit of a
sometimes.
horn dog. The construction worker is the horn dog.
Oh yeah. All right.
Hey, Elsie.
Or you can flip the script and make it one of the female characters, like the teacher. And she's just an old
Heard you
randy
got them new
person.
teeth.
She's just an old randy person going around. She's the nursing room home slut.
Are you Randy, baby?
Or he acts like he's a ladies' man, but he's secretly a closet homosexual.
Yeah.
You find that out at the end. That's why he drinks all the time.
There you go.
That's that tea we
Because
looking for.
he was raised in the
By
old.
the way, I'm saying trademark copyright on all of this.
Hey, we recorded it first.
Yeah.
We have a time and date stamp.
We'll have it copyrighted before this episode
Yeah,
goes
right.
out anyway. The beauty of pre-recording. And the teacher,
I went dark on that one, so I'm going to let you guys figure out that one.
An apple a day keeps the teacher away. Wait.
I went super dark.
I know you did.
the teacher, at some point lost her career because
Slept with
a
a student.
kid lied. No, a kid lied about it or something or some.
So
some
you and
group
I
of
are on the
kids-
same wavelength. But mine also
Okay.
includes the words National Sex Offender Registry.
Yeah, no, well, mine didn't include that, but no, I'm saying it's like she's a very tough teacher, and this group of kids come up with this elaborate story that they all back each other up on, like they all lie for each other.
Like
Yeah,
the
that was
Freddy
along the
story.
same lines of my very, very dark.
But the teacher never
backstory.
did anything.
Yeah, but the
no,
difference
no,
is
no,
never
no.
did anything.
He
Yeah.
or she was stand up.
Yeah.
She just
Yeah.
wanted to teach those youths to be prepared for the world.
the two what? What's a ute? I'm sorry, the two youths. The two defendants.
And then we have who's the last? Oh, the tax person.
Tax actuator.
Tax actuators. Everybody just hates the tax actuators.
He's really
And that could play into like, oh, we're not inviting Bill again, are
he's
we?
really just the ghost that he died 20 years ago. He's just following him around.
And just saying, don't do that.
Yeah,
you'll
right.
die.
Hey, remember what happened last time?
My insurance company paid so much money for people doing that exact same thing. Oh, you want to deep fry your turkey? I'm not haunting this place because it's about to be overcrowded with ghosts. No, I just like making him like not the heel, but he's the guy that
the
is grumpy
annoying-
that nobody likes. But
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, they're like, he's not that bad.
The annoying know-it-all who's stick to the rules.
Yeah, he's the rule follower. He's a
Yeah.
germaphobe, and he knows a lot about statistics and about death and injury. He's just
Death and dismemberment.
Well, what I would like to do with it too is if you took this movie, like if it would all get flushed out, the whole movie's them, but like I said, they're them all sitting around and they're doing backstories and stuff, and then so right towards or what you think is the end, whatever you get one of the nurses or nurse aides or whatever that's coming around to bring them all to their the dinner, and they all go in there and they have like a photo of them together. Like the five of them, like just sitting there about to eat. Then it cuts forward. You don't see it's a different time. but then it kind of like, so you get a photo, but then the photo becomes like, you do that special effect where the photo becomes part of the next scene,
Oh yeah.
where it's like an actual photo. So at first you just see a photo taken,
Yeah.
and it cuts in, and it cuts into the back, and it's just one person left. So it's the next year, and they're all alone. Like all the other people died.
Oh.
And the
that's
one
what
left
they're- and
alive is the actuator because he.
Yeah.
Way to put a fun on it. No,
Yeah.
but the thing is, that's what he has. He has a copy of the photo in all their places, and that's what he's thankful for.
Aw.
Is that he had that last time with them.
TM copyright, that's ours.
Yeah, right there.
No, I'm fine. It's dusty in here. I'm not crying. I'm just allergic to jerks.
So basically, it's Forrest Gump meets Cocoon.
yeah.
Do they all go away in spaceships at the end?
No, unfortunately
Sure.
not.
That's what
Yeah.
we'll let you think.
The
On
Gu-
a fishing boat in the middle of the Gulf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert Dennehy and Steve Gutenberg come down.
I have diabetes.
Walter Brimley.
Hey, the Quaker Oats guy, man.
I remember my wife's been dead for 4 years.
Who the hell did I hit?
All right, so now we just got to come up with a name for the movie, but we can do that next time. Unless you got
That's a
something-
post-production.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll worry about that later. We only got a couple minutes left before we have to wrap it up. So, any final thoughts?
I'm calling Doug and Ben. I've got an idea for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have an idea?
Or we have an idea for
Well,
'em.
That's-
you have an idea?
It must mean the royal we.
Guy throws a spoon in the story, thinks
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
famous.
I want an EP credit.
What an EP credit. Written by Patrick Wall.
Yeah, got Stephen Gagan over here all of a sudden.
Oh, that's too funny.
So stay tuned in the next couple years for that movie, A
Yeah.
Heartfelt Thanksgiving.
Hey, they did come out with a Christmas movie. With,
Saint Nick of
with,
Bethlehem.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, so we should let everybody know about that. So that's coming. I think that's going to be showing in Tampa.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks. Let
Yeah.
me pull up their social media. They've been promoting it hard.
Yeah, which
I
they
think
should.
it actually may start the week this episode comes out.
It might. I think, yeah,
The
December
first
6th,
week of
maybe.
December.
Maybe December
Yeah.
6th.
Da-da-da.
Just-
Campus St. Pete. December 5th.
Yeah.
And it's called
St. Nick of Bethlehem.
Saint Nick of Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the movie. Doug and Ben are friends from Scatter Brothers Productions, also two of the guys that run the Sunscreen Film Festival. So they worked on this film. So it's actually going to be playing and released
Yeah, they already
This week
did the
in Tampa.
premiere out in California, I think.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It
'cause
might-
that's where it was filmed.
Yeah, I think.
And then they're doing a very limited release. And I know they're going to a few other places, and I think Tampa is one of their last
Yeah.
stops.
But
Because
they
it wasn't on the card for a long time.
No.
Yeah.
But they always do great work. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. You can always look it up on there.
It does look like a very good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, normally we all talk about action and comedy, but this one is it seems like a very dramatic piece about, St. Nick.
Yeah.
You watch the movie.
Yeah. Let Ben and Doug explain it better to you.
Yeah, right.
On the Q&A when you can talk to them. But no, seriously, check it out. Scatter Brothers Productions. They always do great work. And we'll hopefully have them back on at some point
Yeah.
sooner than later. But I know they've been busy
Yes.
with working.
Super busy.
But yeah, that's about all the time we have, guys, for this week. Starting next week, we will be still starting to dive into the Christmas themes of movies, more Christmassy themes of
Yeah.
movies. And
We do have a list of different topics. We don't know the specific order, but we've got some good ones coming out.
yes, you'll know when we know.
Yes. Well, we already know. We just don't know when.
And
Yes.
knowing is half the battle.
That's right, G.I. Joe. But stay tuned with us throughout the holiday season for each new episodes every Wednesday. As always, though, you can always check us out on WDBF.FM and then Elevation Films on the Roku channel. Check us out on YouTube and all our listening platforms from Spotify to Apple to everything else you can think of. Just Google Movie Talks and Chill. You'll find us there.
Pretty much.
But until then, for Movie Talks and Chill, we're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I am Gavin Butts.
And I am Patrick Wall. I was going to try and make a joke, but I forgot it.
He's sad for my movie idea. All right, guys, take care.